a hostile alien army came charging through a hole in space. We're standing 300 feet below it. We're the Avengers. We can bust arms dealers all the live long day, but that up there, that's the end game. How are you guys planning on beating that?
That up there. Kind of poetic, no? And how do we plan on beating it? That heretofore unseen threat of gaseous anomalies that threatens to change the course of history. When Tony Stark speaks of busting arms dealers all the livelong day, he's speaking of distractions. Things that matter, but will become inconsequential in the end. We are arguably the most intelligent species to have ever walked this planet. We've created languages and music from sounds. We've manipulated our environment to increase our lifespan. And we've created tools which have allowed us to leave the confines of this thin layer of atmosphere protecting our world. And yet, with all our intellect and all our abilities to look beyond the present, we may be the dumbest species to have ever existed on Earth.
The hamster has learned a valuable lesson. Beware the hand of man. Wise guy, eh? Ow! Ow!
Never before has a species been able to look into the future and knowingly put its kind in danger of extinction for the sake of something that doesn't exist in the natural world. Money. Like the monkey who refuses to let go of the prize within the gorge to free himself, we refuse to free ourselves from the concept that bigger is better and anything less than more is a failure to progress. Then what is life all about if not progression and growth? Obviously, the answer is subjective. But simply put, the purpose of life is to stay alive. Progressing and staying alive, however, are not mutually exclusive. As the saying goes, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But we sure try. We have altered the natural world to suit our desires, and that's okay. The problem is, the benefits from human-created environments are not thought out long-term, nor are these benefits distributed in an equitable manner. The majority of humanity seems not to care, or perhaps it's better said, the majority do not have enough surplus to get involved. When faced with the threats of everyday life, the tragic effects you are told about climate change are still not real enough to move you into a full-time action. It's not a priority. But we have the conference of the parties, right? Surely world leaders, given an overwhelming amount of evidence of impending danger, would move into action. I wouldn't count on it. In fact, if I were attending the conference and allowed to address the delegates, I would say, Your Excellency, delegates, and honored guests, it is an honor to speak before you here today. I wish to free you of your obligation in trying to do the right thing. You have been entrusted by the people of this planet, and all living things for that matter, to look at the science, to come up with a solution that would allow us, the current residents of this earth, to continue to thrive. From Rio to Kyoto to the Paris Accords, you've given us hope only to have your governments let us down. It's time to admit defeat so we may live our lives. There's no shame in failure. We're a selfish species incapable of fast transitional change. But unlike past crises, we are not in control of the real-time cause and effect here. And as you know, by the time we see the permanent causes of our current and past actions, it will be too late to make the necessary adjustments. My pessimism for the future may surprise you, but I am grateful for the gift of life and the beings I have encountered on my journey through life. The question before us now is, how do we come together as a species to ensure that all of us can live our best life in the light of the predictions? How do we let go of concepts of haves and have-nots? How do we ensure that resource-rich countries also see the benefits of those resources? And how do we welcome the millions of climate refugees into our homelands without judgment? On our present course, stopping catastrophic changes from occurring before 2050 is not realistic. Your efforts were admirable, but realism must now be a part of the agenda. There are tough times ahead, but a paradigm shift must occur if we are to survive. Thank you for your time.
Fight for climate justice, fight for climate justice.